The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season. To every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation.
The Foundation with Heart Grant is brought to you by Alive, Baja Retreat and Spa, BPL, Burger King, Central Bank, the Cleveland Clinic, Commonwealth Bank, the Department of Public Health, Epic Battery, McBride Caribbean, Nassau Cruise Port, Pinder Towel, Ports International, Prince Masters, Ross Electric Motors, Skin Solutions, and Wendy's.
The Foundation. Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company. The Foundation live and in full effect on this beautiful day, Thursday, June 12th. We're supposed to be down by Sell-All right now, but we pushed it back till tomorrow. We wanted to be able to get you guys prepared down there at Sell-All to be able to do what we have to do. Spoke with Mr. Marshall. He has some great deals coming up. And in preparation for Father's Day, we've been talking about this and relentlessly being able to say to you, prepare yourself, put a little couple of dollars aside for your daddy, your uncle, your granddaddy, whoever, your grandfather, your guardian, I don't know. Whatever, put a couple of dollars aside and ensure that they get some of these electronics. I know that you are a believer that there is a desire deep down in our hearts for crab and rice, but I say nay. My God. But there's great opportunity, man. I want you guys to be able to join me tomorrow, God Spare Our Lives, right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, as we chill out with Mr. Marshall and his beautiful wife down there at Sell-All, as we continue to be able to bring you great deals, great opportunities to be able to do some stuff. So make sure you put a little couple of dollars. I'm hoping that you at least shave something for Daddy tomorrow. Don't worry. They take card. Only thing they don't take is the quality stamps, right? They take your card, your debit, your credit, your cash. I don't know if they take Sun Card. Come down there and enjoy yourself with us tomorrow. We're going to be down there right across the street from Cousin McPhee on Kamika Road. It's going to be Sell-All. And we're going to have a great time with you guys tomorrow. God spare our lives. Got to be able to jump right into this and get some reads here. Kids with Diabetes Summer Camp. The Healthy Bahamas Coalition and the Bahamas Diabetes Association are excited to present the Kids with Diabetes Summer Camp. All children with diabetes can attend the free summer camp June 30th to July 4th at St. Gregory's Anglican Church Hall at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Space is limited. To get them at is the BDA 2020, the BDA 2020 at gmail.com, or you can hit them up on WhatsApp, 828-4194, 828-4194. Visit them on the Facebook page. Also, the New Bahamas Diabetes Association, the New Bahamas Diabetes Association. All right. You know what? It's an amazing thing that you say this. Is a lot of persons, especially, if you're familiar with these things, what do we call it? Gastric diabetes, something like that, that women develop during the pregnancy. Sometimes our children being able to have that, some predisposed to these particular things. You'd be amazed to know that children are actually battling and dealing with these particular issues. And so if you're one of those persons and you want to be able to find a place for your kids to be able to go and enjoy themselves for a couple of days in the summer, you want to be able to do this. It starts June 30th all the way to July 4th. It's absolutely free, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hit them up, 828-4194, 828-4194, or the email, thebda2020 at gmail.com. Thebda2020 at gmail.com. Skin Solutions wants you guys to know that they got some stuff for dad. Help dad relax and recharge this Father's Day by purchasing a gift card at Skin Solution Day Spa and Salon. Gentlemen's facials, classic pedicures and manicures, deep tissue massage, along with a complimentary beverage are all made available as packages suited for the special dad. Skin Solutions and Spa, Skin Solutions Day Spa and Salon located in Cable Beach, west of Bahama. For more information, you can give them a call at 327-0500. It's 327-0500, or hit them up on the website, www.skinsolutionbahamas.net. skinsolutionbahamas.net. Got to let you guys know that Baja Retreat got some great things going on. Always, we always enjoy being able to go down to Baja Retreat. They've been committed to this space. I've always said that to you. They ain't doing no live remote for daddy. We're not going to fight them, no, praise God. But Baja Retreat wants you guys to be able to know, if you're looking for a gift for dad, treat dad to a spa day. He would absolutely love Baja Retreat's signature massage with hot stones. This will help him to relax. And the charcoal detox pedicure. The charcoal detox pedicure. Baja Retreat have dad's special spa packages available for the special man in your life, starting as low as $154. You can't beat that. Stop by and purchase a gift certificate for dad at their location on East Bay Street, or give them a call at 323-6711, or even better, purchase an instant gift certificate online, www.retreat.com, www.bajaretreat.com. It is so simple to purchase a gift certificate online with the website bajaretreat.com. Baja Retreat Spa is located on East Bay Street, opposite Scotiabank. Give them a call today at 323-6711 or WhatsApp at 544-1855. 544-1855. Listen, I tell you all this already. This is a time and a season that you want to be able to do these things. And I know it's peculiar that, we've been talking about these things, about massages and all these things like that. But, over the weekend, I have had, I don't know what it was. I don't know. My mother came down, brought some stuff and whatever the case may be. And we celebrated for my daughter's birthday on Tuesday, right? So she had me buy her all kind of stuff. And then on Wednesday, yesterday, my oldest daughter, she graduated Jordan Prince Well. And I do not know. Oh, my God, I had a stomach ache out of this world. Oh, my God. I don't know where this came from, right? I'm thinking I tried this thing on noodles and egg thing. I hadn't had eggs for a long time. And I don't know if that's what it is. Oh, my God. Anyway, long story short. If you're in this kind of a space and you have a stomach ache and you've been dealing with some stuff, but you haven't found yourself alleviated, I keep telling you, go down, check my girl out, Dr. Teresa Adley Smith at Coco Plum Wellness Bahamas, www.cocoplumwellnessbahamas.com, cocoplumwellnessbahamas.com. Check her out. She can be able to take good care of you, alleviate that kind of a gas and bloating that you have, and ensure that you can find yourself in a good position to evacuate the way that you've been looking for. Hit her up, give her a call, 445-8111, 445-8111, cocoplumwellnessbahamas.com, and just let them know that you heard it here on The Foundation, and get yourself taken care of in those particular spaces, all right? All right, guys, this line's going to be wide open today. I want to be able to talk to you about a great deal of things. Make sure you pick up your Guardian newspaper. All the information's in there. $86 million price tag for the bridge. Ministers explain high cost of glass window bridge. He breaks it down. He talks about those particular things. The Minister of Works and Family Islands Affairs, Clay Sweeting, said yesterday that the reconstruction of the glass window bridge on Eleuthera is slated to begin in November of this year. And he has provided a breakdown of the projected cost of the project, right? He broken those particular things down. Sweeting said that the bridge project is expected to cost about $86.3 million. This is noting that the location and the logistical challenges have significantly impacted the estimate. I agree with him. It's a remote location, and you're going to have to get to 2 boats. So you got to get the product in to Nassau. Then you got to get the product from Nassau to, and if you're getting it from Grand Bahama, you can get it into one of the major ports. And then to get it from there, you got to carry it to, that's going to be not a logistical nightmare, but it's going to be something that they're going to have to be able to be deliberate about in terms of being able to make sure that those things are taken care of. All right? So read the story. All the information's in there. You can be able to break those things down. Man shot dead, another injured in Harbor Island, which was a wild thing for me to hear. And then I look at the fella's picture, right? What paper was that? I tear open the paper. It was in the Tribune this morning. I look at the fella's picture, and I said to myself, Murder leaves Harbor Island residents fearful, and this is Cameron Bannister. He looks like a young man I know out of Grand Bahama. You should see me feverishly looking and reading through the paper trying to figure out exactly what's what, right? But it's crazy, man. Such a quiet, quaint community like Harbor Island. To be able to go through that is heavy, right? My father-in-law always tells me about the Vicum, right? He's Howard, man, we used to go down by the Vicum, right? I don't know how they spell yet. I don't know if it's a W or a V. I don't know, right? And he always tells me and visit Harbor Island and their family, the Persennis, sometime back. It's an unfortunate thing that, during the time then persons pass away, we find ourselves being able to do a reunion. But nonetheless, I had an opportunity to be able to go down to Harbor Island. Very, very quiet community. Very quiet. I rode around the golf course. On the golf cart. I rode around the island at least 5 times. I had some crack unk out by the harbor. And it was such a beautiful thing. Now, the only thing that kind of threw me off, right, was my expectation of this kind of a rich neon pink sand. Everybody keeps going, the pink sand in Harbor Island, so forth and so on. And you go there, you got to scoop the thing up to look at it and realize that it's actually pink, right? But it was a beautiful time. I had a great time. And so to be able to see this level of, crime in the community is, it could really be able to take you for a whirl. And you may take on this kind of a posture to say, the Bahamas is finished. But I believe we have the responsibility of being able to recognize, understand, and move forward with sort of passion and determination that we're not going to allow the naysayers, the trials and tribulation, to dictate and put a banner over who we are as a people. So we got to be able to talk about that. There's something that I want to be able to talk more specifically about. I back to talk a little taste of politics, not too heavy. Nothing too heavy. Right? Minister, I'm running in next election. This is what we're going to talk about today. Y'all sick and tired of talking politics? I see Ambassador Devin Rowe had you guys having a good conversation yesterday. He paid homage to his father. I see him at the beginning of the week. This week we had Garth in, and Garth was taking on this kind of a position to be able to speak about what was happening and being able to talk about vision and provision. I enjoy that. He brought Bradley in. Bradley, you sneak in the studio. I tell you, come on, sit with me. You sneak in the studio with God. I'm not going to fight you, sir. But find a way to be able to come sit with me, my brother. I'm not going to fight you. And, you guys had your fill of conversations, but I want to talk more specifically politics today. I want to talk about the politics of the matter. I got a letter last evening, and somebody verified whether or not this is something that the FNM has put out. I know that we're living in a day of AI. I'm watching gorillas and apes and yetis have conversations and cook lambs and all over the internet. I'm watching this all day. Absolutely entertained by this. I don't even understand why I keep looking forward to this thing, right? But this is the day and age that we live in. We live in an age where you have to ask whether or not the news is authentic, whether or not this is fake news, whether or not this is real, and being able to look at these things, we're trying to make a determination as to whether or not this is it. So I went on the FNM website. I went everywhere, and I don't know whether or not the FNM updates their stuff. But I looked everywhere to ensure that this was above board and provided me the information that I wanted. So I came on here. Let me read it for you. Let me tell you it again. Let's see if I can read it for you. All right. So it says, number 144 Marquis Street, has the address, has all the information, has the number. June 11, 2025, press statement. A statement from the chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands. The Bahamian people, this is the statement. The Bahamian people have made their views clear on the politics and policies of the Minnis-led administration. The FNM has listened, and we are not looking back. We look forward to presenting candidates who reflect our values, our vision, and the future we believe in the Bahamas. This heavy for me, let me tell you, this we look forward concept. We look forward, which is a kind of a hopeful concept. I don't mean to cut your things down like this, but I can tell you the truth. This is what happened. And I want you guys to join me in conversation today. The first thing that came to me was when the prophet Elijah said to his help, it said to the servant, go and look towards the sea. That's the first thing that come to me. That's the first thing that come to me when I read this thing. It says, we look forward as an organization who has the autonomy, the power, the wherewithal to be able to identify some 3, 4, 5 different candidates, depending on the constituency. Everyone eager to be able to put themselves forward, waiting eagerly for the organization to be able to recognize, identify, make a determination as to whether or not they are going to choose one person or another, eagerly waiting for May 1st, eagerly waiting for these particular things. Now the trifecta of leadership in the Free National Movement, more specifically Dr. Dwayne Sands, has come out and said, we look forward. As we look forward, we hope. The first thing come to me was Elijah. Go look towards the sea, and the servant went and he looked, and he said that I see nothing. See, I just get too preachy, and I think I start off too early with it. I just want to be decent. I just want to be decent. I want to be decent. Elijah said to the servant, go look toward the sea. And the servant came back and it says, I see nothing. This is the position that we've taken with this is the position that we've taken with the Free National Movement. I see nothing. Now we know in the divinity of the position that the prophet has taken, and him being a man of God, we know that on the 7th time something's supposed to happen. He says, I see nothing. Elijah tell him, go back, look again. And this happened 7 times. And the 7th time, the servant said, I see a cloud, small like a man's hand. I want to be decent with you as I say this. The autonomy exists in the Free National Movement to make a determination and to identify these particular persons. The PLP has come out with a very soft rollout, in my view, because we didn't have a time to talk about this since the 6th of June. As I looked at this, the PLP gave me no formality, none, with the rollout. They were indifferent. And this is what I said to Garth on Monday, right? On Tuesday, I'm sorry. I said to Garth, Latre came out and said that there won't be anything. This was after 2 months of us being able to, at least 2 months, of the chairman of the organization indicating that we're going to test the strength of our organization on June. I asked him, does this mean that you're going to kick off and launch your political campaign? I asked him that, Fred Mitchell. I asked him that. And he says, oh, no, Howard, I think that's a little bit stretch. I wrote an article indicating that this language and this kind of a posture was a very clear indication that you're moving towards a general election. I wrote an article, put it in the papers, Nassau Guardian, Tribune. I called Fred Mitchell. He says, Howard, I think that's a stretch. And then after that, we heard them indicate that on June 6th, this after the whole thing, then we didn't talk about it. On June 6th, we're going to be launching our re-election campaign. This is what the PLP has said. Okay? And then the indifference started with the unions. And the unions saying, listen, we don't have a problem with you marching. Maybe we consider you all not wearing your PLP shirts and colors, so forth and so on. However, this should be for labor, concentrated on labor, being able to have a good conversation about what should happen with labor and moving in that particular direction. Now, what should happen? Latreille came out and said that we're going to be able to pull together and unify our strength and talk about these things, but not necessarily launch our campaign. It was a soft launch. It was a soft launch. Okay? It was a soft launch. It wasn't nothing strong. It wasn't nothing concrete. You wasn't able, for a launch, I expect you to be able to say, this is the person who we're going to be able to identify, and this constituency, that constituency, so forth and so on. You haven't done any of those things. So the formality was just this sort of an idea of where the Prime Minister has said to us, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, right? And so that soft launch kept us in the set of a wing. So they kept their position kind of, sort of. They didn't go hard the way that we know the PLP being able to speak and articulate their position for the next general election. All right, so I give that to them. Okay, and so I looked at it. Obi Roberts had said that we're going to be launching our campaign. Latreille came back, says we're not. And so it was sort of conflicting information that was coming out of the camp. And when they rolled it out, it was a soft launch. Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. We don't have to question as to whether or not they did what they said they were going to do on June 6th. They did it. They did what they said that they were going to do on June 6th. They did that. However, they didn't go as far as to being able to, in my view, humbly, they didn't go as far as to be able to launch the entire campaign. The FNM had a very clear understanding. Michael Pintard has already indicated to us that he believes that there will be an election call this year. And if he carries this conviction, this weight, this idea, this assumption, at least you should be able to conform yourself to ensure that you're prepared for whatever you believe is to come around the corner. That's it. We can't wait till a hurricane come to try to find out if somebody got an old piece of plywood. Now you're yucking down everybody, old poster, election poster, to slap it across your window because you lack preparation. You said, as the meteorologist, in the words of D. Halson Moultrie, as a meteorologist, you indicated that you see a storm coming. Now, I don't know whether or not that was for us to prepare, but you have not prepared. You have not. I saw some people with formality coming out of the woodworks and being able to put on FNM paraphernalia and having events and being able to do those things. Yeah, praise God for that. But we haven't heard anything officially from the organization. And so when I read Dwayne, tell me whether or not it was not Dwayne Sands, but it has all the FNM paraphernalia on these particular things. And when I said we look forward, the only thing I heard was Elijah saying, go and see. And they come back and I see nothing because this is where we are with the FNM. We see nothing. I see nothing. And I don't know if any divinity is in this, that I could go back 7 times. But I have seen nothing come out of the FNM as it relates to formality. We still need to know the vision of the organization. We still need to know how the next government of the Bahamas will look. We need to know your passion. We need to know whether or not you aligned yourself with this next dispensation of youthful looking and youthful thinking persons and being able to construct a team according to that, or whether or not you've taken on the traditional route and gone with who you believe could win based upon who've won before. That's all we're only looking. We're looking. But I see nothing. And decency and in order. Let me take this quick commercial break, guys. I want you to join me in conversation 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Islands 242-300-5720. Hit me up 422-4796. It's no small business Thursday today. However, we're going to be doing our thing tomorrow. So I said, let me take the day off and be able to have a good conversation with y'all. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
The foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
Wendy's Mall and Marathon is offering you a deal that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, you can purchase a Dave single, a classic or spices. That's right, you can enjoy Wendy's fresh, famous food without breaking the bank. Remember, this offer is only available at the Mall at Marathon location. Only. So stop by and grab the Dave's deal today.
Big plans, unexpected expenses, whatever life throws your way, Fidelity is here with loans tailored to fit any of your personal financial needs. With a quick turnaround and a built-in savings that pays you interest, we make battling unexpected expenses easy. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Great news! Ron's Electric Motors' new location on Cowpen Road, right next to Island Luck, is open Saturdays and Sundays. So for those needing repairs on electric motors, generators, welding machines, water pumps, battery chargers, electric lifts, transformers, and power tools, Ron's Cowpen Road location can have you up and running on weekends. Don't forget, you can still visit Ron's Electric Motors on Wolf Road and Claridge Road, and now Ron's new location on Cowpen Road. Dial 356-0249 or 323-5267.
Hurricane season is here. BPL reminds you to prepare early, stock up on essentials like water, non-perishable food, batteries, and medications for at least 2 weeks. Don't forget to charge your devices and secure important documents. Preparation now means peace of mind later. For more tips, visit www.bplco.com.
Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel want to take you and 3 others on a 7-day cruise to Panama, Colombia, Curacao, and Aruba on Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas required. That's right, no visa required. You have 4 ways to enter, 4 ways to win. 1, fill out the form in the Nassau Guardian. 2, listen to Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9. 3, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. 4, or make a purchase at Going Places Travel. Entry deadline is June 27, 2025. So pack your bags, get ready to soak up the sun, and feel that ocean breeze. You and 3 loved ones sailing the high seas on a vacation cruise of a lifetime. Drawing is on July 4, 2025. Brought to you by the Nassau Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel. Certain conditions apply. Airfare, taxes, and gratuities not included.
Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect. We're talking today and just being able to identify these things. I started off with being able to say I have a greater expectation that though the Free National Movement has taken on this kind of a strong position of giving Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis the elbow, right? Like this sort of a strong elbow for the distance between them and he. There hasn't been the formality. Now, we know it's inevitable. They have to show us the formality of those particular things, but we are in decision time. We are in decision-making time. And I don't think we should lean so heavy on the fact that we believe that the country is moving swift enough that they neglect the idea of looking at the numbers, looking at the masses, looking at the gathering of people. We have not gone beyond that point yet. We haven't. Of being able to, listen, I don't care what you say about, don't worry, but the people can take your shirt and take the money too and do this. No, listen to me. The country has not moved beyond the point of being able to see the optical illusion. The PLP had at least 1,500. No, I lied to you. Let me calculate this in my mind. They had about 4,000 people on that road. As I look at this picture, they had about 4,000 people or more on the road. Okay, everyone was in a brave shirt. The shirt say brave 8,000 times. Okay. The PLP understands that optical illusions and the perception in this particular time and the season that we're in can mean a reality of the victory that they seek. They understand that. The Free National Movement has come out with a sort of an idea of aligning themselves with a nationalistic, patriotic view, but people are still gauging you against what they're seeing in the PLP. It's just unfortunate, but that's just what it is. That's what we're dealing with in this country. Now, you could say that's myopic. You could say that's small-minded. You could say that we've moved past that. People are still swung and swunging. They still get swing by being able to look at the optics, the optical illusion that persons are gathered. You remember one time ago in this country, they used to start to say things like, oh, well, that's a hologram. Who the hell in these organizations could afford a hologram? Nonetheless, they were saying it. Okay? So I just want to be able to let you understand these particular things. If we're moving towards that season, if we're moving towards that time, you're going to have to make yourself known with strength, with determination, and once you show yourself strong, this conversation will be a distant memory because it don't matter what the hell he say or what he doesn't say. Once you show yourself strong with this kind of convicted leadership and a focus to move towards a victory, nobody care about what Dr. Menace says or doesn't say if they are a part of your organization and they seek to be able to win. But the only reason he keep coming up is because by now he would have done boom, 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 boom. And so you can't shake this comparison. You see, in me, this is a social construct in the minds of our people, a conditioning that we've suffered and endured for generations. You are now a slave to that. You could do what you want to try to shake that. But what I've come to understand in this season, you got to comply with what is required, and then you could complain later. Let's take a telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Pleasant good afternoon, Mr. Howard Grant.
Hey, what's happening, Sparky? Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, you on?
Yeah, man, go ahead. What's happening with you?
I want to know who paid for the T-shirts.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
You mean for a brave shirt?
On to the next topic. Why you want to get biblical and God India?
What you mean? Why I want to get biblical?
Why you want to get biblical and God India?
I don't understand what you're saying.
These guys you're talking about, right?
But them, this
no. See. You can't pull no scripture and make that kind of illusion.
What illusion? I tell you what pop up in my mind when I read the thing.
I ain't seen nothing but a mind's best.
What illusion? What illusion? I tell you, when the chairman, I read the paper, the chairman's on the paper. Now, like I said, the chairman, he could text me and tell me, Howard, that's garbage. I didn't put that out. Praise God. And then we could retract the entire thing. But based upon the information, the structure, what we've seen in the past, this could be an official information that comes out from the Free National Movement. This is avowing themselves from a minister-led administration. Disavowing themselves. Okay, we accept that.
Yeah, but you know, if they attempt that with him, that's a sign of disrespect. That's a deep sign of disrespect. And you know what? People ain't gonna take that too lightly.
What you mean?
No, a former prime minister of this country, and you're gonna act like he is now some kind of delivery boy. Excuse the pun. No. Our boy,
the delivery boy in them out this
need to get his act together, you know, and stop playing games. Anyway,
I appreciate you call.
Hey,
go ahead.
I sent you something on WhatsApp.
I can look at it.
You know, Fred was actually on the news last month. And his quote was that an early election is unlikely.
Yeah, but that's what they're responsible for saying. I appreciate you calling me, brother. Thank you so very kindly for that. They're responsible for saying that. See, listen to me. You tell me don't get biblical. I only can go by principles that I've ingested over time. I only can tell you but what I've consumed over time. And I only can tell you based upon what I read to be able to see. All right? The stars, the clouds, the sky was given to us for signs. Signs. We could tell by the determination of the environment. My God, I just get preachy. I got to calm down. We could tell by the determination of the environment whether or not rain is ahead, whether or not there's a storm ahead. In 8 Mile Rock, when Grammy hang out the line, hang out clothes on the line in the back, she said, baby, come help me hang out clothes. Help Grammy hang out the clothes. I said, okay, Grammy, we helping her. She said, come picking the clothes. I said, why? She could smell the rain coming in the air. We go rushing, picking the clothes. Bam. It rained a little while after. Don't matter what your mouth could say. Don't matter what the formality of the organization says in terms of not being able to release their tactic, their approach, their scheme to ensure that they find themselves into a victorious position. We could tell by the environment that it has shifted. How much people get housed in the past 2 months? Oh God, let's just be quiet. How much ribbon get cut? How much MP start smiling? My God, we didn't even know some of these people had teeth. How much of them start smiling, showing up to events? How much events did they have? How much of them are walking on the street? The language of the organization has shifted. And I said to you at the beginning of this month, at the beginning of this year, that I believe, based upon what we're seeing, the PLP may go to an early election. Nothing has shifted just yet. The only thing that has stepped back from our conversation is the fact that the indictment has not they have not articulated that particular high-ranking official. The PLP was looking at that, watching that, but they were still moving ahead. I think the FNM was both watching the same thing. However, they are stuck like a deer in the headlights at not being able to be decisive and saying, come hell or high water, we have to be prepared. This was what Hugh Hingham was talking about. Either you hungry or you ain't hungry. And it seems like though you're content. It seems as though you understand some things and you have your storehouse filled with 7 years of plenty, in the 7 years of plenty. But we're in famine right now. And people are desperate, looking for the next dispensation of leadership. How will that look like? Let's take the next telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man, Howard?
Everything good, man? What's happening?
All is well?
Everything cool.
Listen, suppose I tell you that the PLP is in 10 times worse shape than the FNM.
I wouldn't disbelieve you.
Yeah, that's why I said that, right? You got certain MPs fleeing the PLP like Haitians fleeing Haiti. How many MPs already said they're not going to run again?
And the PLP?
How many MPs you see doing this just this debate alone? How many MPs you see singing for their supper? Look at Three Piece. This is the most you ever hear from Three Piece from me being in the house.
Hold on. I don't know who's Three Piece.
Zay and Lightburn.
Why you call my boy Three Piece?
That's the next name they gave him in the house assembly, Three Piece.
Okay, go ahead.
But let's look at that march, the Labor Day march. Yeah, how much constituencies you get now? So you got about 20, 21 constituencies.
No, man, 23.
If you would bring 500 people from each one of those constituencies on a march, you wouldn't be able to see Nassau. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think be on a march? If they had 100 from each constituencies, they had plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And
I tell you, I see about 4,000 people on the march.
If they had two, say it again?
I see about 4,000 people on the march.
Okay, well, how many constituencies?
I know, and I understand that they give out a little prize for whoever bring the most things.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? If the PRP was that strong, and they could have gathered that much people from each constituency, even if they had bring 200 people from each constituency, 300 people from each constituency, you wouldn't have been able to see the streets in Nassau.
You see, we still, in this conversation that we're having right now, we still dabbling in the optics of these things. And if we're talking generally about the optics, the FNM still did not show up. They still didn't.
But go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I'm saying that they still didn't show up. If you want to be able to make a determination that we should have seen more people on the march, we should have seen at least 8,000 people on the march, 10,000 people on the march from Nassau alone, so the PLP does not have this support. What do we now say about the Free National Movement?
Well, it was the PLP who made out the crying call for that that's going to be the launch of their campaign. It was the PLP who was sending out flyers asking their constituencies to bring people. It's the PLP who's sending out buses, busing people in. It wasn't the F&M. This was the PLP to do. Wow. This was the beginning of their campaign. According to Fred Mitchell, according to Obi Welshcomb, they were all over the news, all over the talk shows.
Obi Roberts.
Saying this to launch Obi Roberts.
Yeah.
Saying this to launch their campaign. Mm-hmm. Did they launch their campaign?
I think it was a soft launch. I don't think it was articulated.
I don't think it was nothing. This just was a big party. This just was a prelude.
Well, the Prime Minister celebrated his birthday on the 7th of June. So this may have been a little piece of that also.
So, in my view, I think the PLP is they in really bad shape. Again, have they named any candidates as yet?
Well, I heard some names floating, but no formal ratification, identification, or tap on the shoulder.
Same thing on the F&M. We hear names every day.
Yes, same thing on the F&M. Same thing. You and I, same thing.
So when you look at the PLP, the governing party, the PLP got the place.
Yeah.
And they falling apart.
Falling apart is a stretch, but I see where you're coming from. I can fight you.
See, the PLP and politics is about perception. And if you follow politics, you would know how to look through that. You would see when the glass is half empty or it's cracking.
Okay.
And what's the fellow from what's the Reverend who's now retracting his story?
Leroy Major.
Leroy, again, look at Leroy Major. You see what I'm saying?
See, but the issue is that I just read something this morning, and about Leroy Major, or more specifically about the Free National Movement being able to agree with Leroy Major, right? I mean, let me see if I can pull that story. Where am I? Opposition says that the PLP's major spoke the truth over being sidelined. Okay, so the F&M has taken on this kind of a position that they agree with him. However, the PLP did not say anything to him, We got to have a deeper conversation. I got to take this break. But we got to have a deeper conversation. The PLP didn't say nothing to Major, Major take on this kind of position, say he felt slighted. The Prime Minister says there's nothing of the sort. The people on his constituency has indicated one thing or the other. This is a dangerous situation that's going on. And the F&M has agreed with him being sidelined, but the majority of the complaints and the indifference that exists in Southern Shores. I can't even get no amen, Jesus. Not in the PLP, in Southern Shores, the constituency. Based upon what I'm hearing, the issue and the indifference exist in Southern Shores. So are you agreeing with the people of Southern Shores? We got to figure these things out. Let's take a quick break, guys, and be right back after this.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
You or a loved one currently under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Our compassionate team is committed to patients and their loved ones. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept all major insurance. With 2 locations to serve you, at Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street, we also ship to the Family Islands. Visit us on Facebook or call Ports at 377-1771.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello. This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill, and Fire Trail, it's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326-EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Calling all beer lovers. Get ready for Portside Pints. Join us on Saturday, June the 21st from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Nassau Cruise Port to sample beers from all around the world with live music and amazing Bahamian food. $10 general admission includes a free Portside Pints beer mug, or take it up a notch and check out our exclusive VIP lounge. That's the Portside Pints Beer Festival, June 21st at Nassau Cruise Port. Don't miss it. Visit Facebook or Instagram for details.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96 by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's the VLP party of cars. Joe Beth is the boss.
And if they tell you for them it's a trap, we voting PLP and Joe Beth, it's a wrap. Once the bell ring, there ain't no turning back. Joe Beth, Elizabeth will be voting to the max. Voting to the max. Voting to the max.
You can tell me the election season in here? They didn't got the little rhythm going on. You can tell me that the PLP ain't they ain't ready for a general election? I hear some whispers and some murmurs about this year. I hear some whispers and some murmurs about these particular things, and we ain't gonna repeat those things because we don't know whether or not they're rooted in tablet or whether or not they're written in the wind. So we ain't gonna go in that. We ain't gonna go in that. Yeah, this game that we play politically. This posture that we've taken politically, this jousting, with the sticks. This is as a result of the cultural conditioning that we've endured or suffered over the years. And so we do a lot of our arithmetic politically and strategy based upon hearsay. Not necessarily that we know nobody business, but we gauge you based upon what you would have done in the past. We gauge you based upon what we've seen come from you before. And we make a determination as to whether or not we're going forward. Right? Let me let you hear a little piece more of this little Joe Bet something. I like the song. I invite you. And be right back after this.
Joe Bet, we love. This bet, we love. Joe Bet, we love. This bet, we love. PLP for the win. Elizabeth, we go again. Joe Bet for the win. PLP we do again. Better now, better to come. Elizabeth, MP, number one. Go against Joe Bet, you're done.
And if they tell you for them it's a trap, we voting PLP and Joe Beth, it's a wrap. Once the bell ring.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Foundation.
And we are back. Gotta shout out my good, decent friend, man. Ephraim Jones. Ephraim said he got peas, soup, and dough today. I tell you, this is where I hang out on the weekends. So if you want to come hail me or give me a call for Easter, because it ain't gonna be every weekend, amen. But I'm always hanging out at Garden of Eden. And today is Pea Soup Day. So you go down to Facebook or whatnot, he'd be more than happy to take care of you, accommodate you. And also a great opportunity, man. I was thinking about being able to do something very special for my daughter, if everybody had come, but everybody ain't come. But I wanted to kind of do something out there. If you're in that kind of a space, you're getting graduated, you want to be able to do something intimate, where there's good food, I want you to call Ephraim. He's my good friend, and I want to be able to do that for him, all right? So go down there and check him out, and he'd be more than happy to accommodate you, all right? I want to talk about this and kind of have a good conversation with you. It's Small Business Thursday, so that's a little taste of those things. We're talking politics in the country today. We're talking whether or not this is perception or reality. Somebody texted me and said, Howard, persons aren't worried about the vision, they're worried about the provision, or, vice versa or something. But the truth of the matter is that I think it goes hand in hand. I think if the Father releases a vision and tucks it away in you, then simultaneously has the responsibility. He has the responsibility of being able to provide the provision. All right? You just have to be steadfast and committed in your area. And that's what it is. That's what it is. That we're waiting for a vision to come from the Free National Movement, right? Yeah. We're still grappling as to whether or not the PLP has actually fulfilled a great deal of the things that they said that they will or that they would do out of the blueprint for change. I don't take it like Obie Ferguson or nothing like that, but there's some things that there's some things in this article, this blueprint for change, that has not been completed. The PLP has strategically and feverishly worked towards this sort of a concept. Hey, listen, do with this information as you please. But for the most part, I'm watching the PLP and I can see their hunger and their desire. Now, if you're sitting down home and you've determined that you don't want nothing to do with this next general election, you don't want nothing, I sitting down home, I staying out, you're working in the PLP's favor. There are stone cold, ride or die, hard heel PLPs that will show up no matter what, and they can vote. The dissidents that exist in the spirit of those persons that are F&M and then matriculated to other organizations, the indifference, that kind of, I don't know what you call it, flame in your soul, like an Olympic fire. Yeah, you will determine how you feel. If you're going to vote, you feel like voting for the F&M, or you feel like voting for the COI, or you feel, depending on whether or not the flame is down to an ember or whether or not it rages, you feel how you're going to vote for the PLPs. Don't have that problem. They have an obligation and responsibility, and they get up and they go and do what they have to do. And so low numbers, in my view, based upon what I've seen, low numbers will always favor the PLP. That's just what it is. And the F&M or any other organization has not done enough. One, registering people. Two, convincing people that we can do this. They haven't. You can fight me till the cows come home. I'm not going to fight you. The F&M has not done enough to build momentum, especially if they say they believe that the general election will be this year. Then what are we doing? What are we doing? We get to ride, and we get to do so quickly. All right? The lines are open, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere for the family violence, 242-300, 5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. Call on the line, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Gwen. How are you?
Hi, good, man. What's happening?
All is well. Listen, now, when I think about the last election cycle, I really felt for Reverend McElvine. Now, his party, the F&M, was pretty much laughing at him. Be there, Mark, when the bell ring, yada, 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 all kind of nonsense. Now, I believe he get put out because he voted no against the raising VAT, but it could be something else behind the scenes. But what drew it to my attention this cycle is the man who had all the power, the competent authority, who was, in my opinion, leading the charge to put Mark. You can't get a nomination. To me, that's kind of laughable. And it should be or would be member of Parliament to be, because you could have all the power in the country. You don't need the cabinet to do nothing. Use the competent authority. Now, you on the outside and they laughing at you. So I would encourage all that would run humility, whether you win or not. Now, with regards to the chairman's son, I don't think you could run away from the administration. For 4 years in the House of Parliament.
That's heavy what you're saying, and that's true.
They've been defending it. Everything that was good
both he,
under the administration,
him,
he did.
Shannon Dawn, and Michael were part of the minister-led administration.
And everything would went wrong. You know what they used to say? He was in the seat. But if it was good, they said the F&M did. And like you say, they were sitting right there. I just don't see how you could say we scrapped the whole 4 years. That's nonsense to me. Because all wasn't bad.
No, all wasn't bad.
Exactly. So you
no, but you see what I determined, though, and I appreciate your contribution, man. I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you so much. What I determined this morning, I was thinking about this as I was preparing for the show, right? I was thinking about this as I prepared for the show today, right? And I just wanted to be very clear about my thought pattern. I thought about this, and I thought about the fact that the Free National Movement, in their particular capacity, right? They commit themselves to these things. They've done all these particular things. And the indifference that I have is this is an organization who you can't. You can't. No matter what you would have done over the past, and we tried so hard to be able to shake him and try to be able to ignore him, and because he's sitting in this position, you know, as a former prime minister, this was a hard decision for Michael Pintard. I know it was. I know it was. Just like I don't think it's an easy decision for divorce. This is a divorce that we're seeing, and it's nasty. This is a divorce that we're seeing after the years of victory that we've actually seen him take the organization to. Only him and Hubert Ingram managed to move into victory. That's it. That's it. The galvanizing of the organization, being able to identify that, we can give that to the old, freedom fighters. And they've done a wonderful job in being able to retain their passions, their determination to be able to move forward. But the victory, to get over the threshold, only Hubert Ingram was able to do that for you. And Hubert Ingram did it. And he did it again. And then he did it again. And then they passed the baton to Dr. Minnis, and Dr. Minnis was able to do that. And let's just shoot straight, man. As I look at the organization and I identify these particular things, I just want more from them. I want more formality. I don't know how a Pintard-led administration, I don't care what you say to me now. You could call and give me all sorts of words and tell your mouth tired. I don't know how a Michael Pintard-led administration will look. I do not know. I don't know whether or not you're going to decide to be able to go back and get Marvin. I don't know whether or not you're going to decide to be able to get Chalendon and put him in a position that we've been looking for him to move towards a cabinet for a long time. I don't know whether or not you're going to go back and get Dionisio D'Aguilar. I don't know we don't know whether or not you're going back or you're going forward. I don't know. Are you going to be able to put Travis, who's going now, based upon what I'm hearing, in Fort Charlotte, are you going to put him in the position where he's in the cabinet position, senior in the organization at this particular point? What is it going to look like? Who is going to be your main man? Who is going to be those particular persons that you could lean on to be able to move forward? Who is going to be that? I don't know, man. I'm looking at this and I'm saying this don't look good. This don't look good for the Free National Movement. If we're dealing with optics, the PLP don't need all this bunch of people that y'all keep talking about. They don't need that. They just need their hardcore fans. And 60% voter turnout, the PLP win. They just need their hardcore voters. That's all they need. They need their hardcore voters and 60% voter turnout, the PLP win the next general election. Yeah, because you've already taken the determination. Well, I ain't getting out there. If Minnis ain't there, if this one ain't there, and I don't know if I feel any you, but if Michael Pintard, you have already determined you're not relentlessly committed to your organization. Your commitment is conditional and is attached to your feelings based upon how you feel today. Me and my wife is row about that. I can't win no argument when a woman put feelings at the forefront. When anyone put feelings at, how I can deal with that? How am I supposed to be able to manipulate your feelings? What am I supposed to do? Either you know what you're supposed to do or you don't. Now, if you do, we can inform you. We can empower you with this information. If you do, That means that you're deliberately going against what you know you're supposed to do. But if you make a determination of moving forward based upon your feelings, I can't do nothing with that. And that has been the Free National Movement. That has been the Free National Movement. From you could have a conversation with me about dissidents and how this is perpetuate this idea of democracy. There ain't nobody worrying about no democracy. You know what to do. Get up and vote for your party. If this your party. You know you're worrying about the wrong things. The PLP tell you already, one leader. Man, they didn't have all the rowing and the fighting. That's where democracy exists, within the confines of your organization. Y'all keep letting that thing spill out and spill out and spill out, and now your emotions wrapped in this. You don't know if I can. Well, I don't know if I feel like voting for the FNM. But what the hell are you talking about, miss? Is the FNM or no? And that is going to be the proverbial nail in a great deal of these persons' coffin. Dealing with feelings. And if the Free National Movement can't invoke an emotion, hold on now, he's getting preachy. If the Free National Movement cannot evoke an emotion to cause people to gravitate towards them, either with a message, either with some representation, then the Free National Movement will lose any potential momentum. He is building it now. The PLP is building and building and building momentum. I let you hear Joe Beth's song. I laughed so much, but when I hear it, I said, oh my God. Because why? They attach the spirit of emotion and this feeling you get from listening to this song with their objectives. We need to see more of these things. Calling on the line, go ahead. Call on the line with this line, go ahead. Next call. Call on the line with this line, go ahead.
Howard.
Hey.
How you doing?
All is well, what's happening?
Right here. You said the PLP is feeling the momentum.
I think they are.
You named the Labor Day parade? That's what you call momentum?
Yeah. I think it's incremental.
Howard, you have to be kidding, right?
No. Let me tell you why. I tell you that we're still dealing with perception.
What perception? Okay, anyone calling the radio, telling you why they're going to the FNM. I don't hear that when I'm listening to the radio and the talk show. I'm not hearing that hour.
Yeah, but that's not, we're not determining whether or not, that is not the country. No, hold on. That has not been the matrix of determining what the next general election will do. The matrix of it has always been traditionally, whether it's in the Punch, whether it's in the Nassau Guardian or the Tribune, by numbers and the representation of numbers showing. It has never been people saying, I can do this or I can do that.
Who's reading the paper? Who's even listening to the news?
You know what's worse?
Let me tell you what the voters are listening to and what they're watching. When they walk in those food stores with their kids, okay? They are listening to the fact that nothing is changing as far as the economy, Howard.
I agree with you.
People are still catching eternal hell.
I agree with you.
That's what's important. That's what they make up their mind when they reach to the poll. Okay, you can see as much Sheldon never vote. Sheldon represent no representation.
Okay.
All that represent is the fact that it's a holiday.
So
I have some time on my hand, and I'm going to have some fun.
I accept what you said now. Let's do this now. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, sure don't win. None of these things win. Are you going to vote against the PLP because what's happening in the society, or are you going to vote for the Free National Movement because of the message that they put out or their position?
I'm a voter right out. When I go to the poll, I'm considering what has changed in the past 4.5 years.
Okay.
As it relates to crime. You just had a crime in my area here couple minutes ago. Less than an hour ago, right?
This Yellow LA?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
A street away from where I live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Person Rodney Monica and Mr. Reed, right? Those two persons who they would have put responsible for crime or somehow, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. You don't hear nothing from the time. You're not seeing them. Nothing is changing. Okay? The new commissioner what was just appointed, you don't see no changes, okay? That's just crime. Immigration. I have never seen immigration this bad, Howard. It's horrifying. It's ridiculous. Okay? Everywhere you go, we Oh my God! Someone is one of the Bahamians. See what's happening in this country.
I can accept your argument.
Hold
on. I can accept your argument, and I ain't gonna fight you for whether it's crime, whether it's immigration, whether it's corruption. I can go on and on. But
That's what we go by. And there's only two parties in this country.
Okay, has the second party said to you? Has the second party said to you, this is the solution that we provide for these particular elements?
If they're saying you don't listen to the music, what you wanting to say? They oppose. Listen here, Howard. Come on now, really?
I have to be like this with you because this is not the language that's coming to the forefront. No, I didn't say no. I'm not saying that Pintard doesn't speak on
what are you saying?
It's similar to how Fred Mitchell has said that we ain't getting into an election. We ain't worrying about what they say. We're worrying about what the applications are and what we're seeing. Have you seen, in conjunction with what has been said, are transformations or steps towards being able to rectify these things?
I've seen it. I feel it and I know it.
Okay.
Even not no new politics.
I know that you're in a smaller percent because I haven't talked because I haven't. You have to be. You have to be locked into the thing, and I got a couple other calls, so I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you so very kindly for that. You have to be locked into the internal workings of the organization. This is not me bashing them, but this is me saying that the Free National Movement has a responsibility now to invoke an emotion. That's it. That's all I said. You can't stand on the pedestal and being able to preach against some of these particular things. You have to evoke an emotion. That's all I'm saying to you. This may be hard for you to be able to ingest and understand. I may be an idiot for being able to say this to you, but you have not evoked an emotion. You did not give people a feeling. That's it, man, not in a bad way. Y'all fight me. I tell you, we're still dealing with traditional politics in this country. That's it. That's it. We're dealing with traditional politics in this country. When it boils down to it, the last 3 elections, people gone from FNM to PLP to look at the size of the crowd and made a determination as to whether or not they'll support this party or that party because great deal of people are sheeple. Oh, God, I just want to be decent. I don't want to be indecent. People are followers. That's why they look for leadership. They're followers. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for representation and strength in leadership from an external standpoint. They are followers. And as I look at these particular things, their optics, you keep giving people the benefit of the doubt that they're truly educated and they're looking at all these things. The PLP, boom, hit you with emotion, hit you with something to eat, hit you with this, hit you with a rhythm, give you a shirt, boom, boom, boom. That's a whole different story. And now they get emotion. You have to remember what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with on the ground. I think so many times we make a determination that other people are living like us based upon our experiences, our exposure, our education. That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. If that was the case, people wouldn't continue to do the exact same thing that they've done for the longest time. They're content where they are. They sit in this kind of this canal. That's where they sit. They sit in this place of contentment. And whatever you pour on them, they've accepted that. They have done so for the past generation in this country. What make you feel today that they can change? What make you feel like today, if you decide to take the moral high ground, I ain't gonna fight you, take the moral high ground. But you have to be prepared to be a martyr. You have to be prepared to say that I've taken the high ground and I stick to my convictions. But that's not how political organizations have worked in this country. You got to be able to walk and chew gum, take the high road, but do what's necessary to evoke an emotion and move people in your direction. Let's talk about it. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
The Foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation. The Foundation.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else. all to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Hurricane season is here. BPL reminds you to prepare early, stock up on essentials like water, non-perishable food, batteries, and medications for at least 2 weeks. Don't forget to charge your devices and secure important documents. Preparation now means peace of mind later. For more tips, visit www.bplco.com.
Guardian Radio and the Foundation are on the move.
Bahamas, this one's for you.
SBT, Small Business Thursdays. Every Thursday, the Foundation with Howard Grant will highlight small businesses throughout the country, far and wide. Your products, services, prices, and personality. We want to hear it all. Get your 30 or 60-second advertisement heard on air at a fraction of the cost. We here at the Foundation understand the times and don't want you to be left behind. With Guardian Radio, you reach your specific demographic and it is unmatched.
We reach thousands daily.
Get your products off the shelf and your services in their hearts. Small Business Thursdays with the Foundation, only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. For more information, call 302-2300 or the Help Me Howard line at 827-0111. SBT. Small Business Thursdays. Get your business moving today.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. The lines are wide open if you want to be able to give us a call. This is Howard. Let's be real. You think that a Hubert Minnis-led administration would carry a win or would have won for the Free National Movement? Come on. Nobody in the Bahamas don't want him. This is not, I'm not here advocating for Hubert Minnis. Let's just be real. There are some people who are doing that. But I'm saying to you, come on, man, because let's be objective in the conversation and stop being small-minded and tunnel vision. Why the hell does his name always show up? After everything that the Free National Movement has done, after everything that they've done to be able to put formality in this kind of separation, after everything that they've done to be able to ensure that they could be able to safeguard, they have done everything they can do to be tactful in this separation because of this deliberate position that the former Prime Minister has taken and being defiant. He has deliberately been defiant, and he seeks to be a spoiler. He is like a spoiled child who hasn't got what he wanted, and now leaving, he can pull everything down. Yeah. And we often believe that, one monkey could stop the show, and I don't call him a monkey as an individual. I'm simply saying the old adage, one monkey don't stop no show. The organization is a 50-some-year-old organization that has existed well before us, as it relates to our formality in stepping into politics. And I believe that it'll be here well after. And so these decisions that are made were hard decisions, but it was necessary decisions because of the defiance that existed in this space. And as we look at this now, I only ask the question, why does his name always show up still? Why? Is it because of the lack of vision? Articulated vision? Because I can't say that the FNM doesn't have a vision. They have given us a small burst of it, here, there, and everywhere. We've seen leadership being able to speak about small modifications, but we're talking about Habakkuk 2 and 2 concept, to write the vision, to make it plain, and to be able to give us those representation and elements necessary for us to see and run with it. That's all this is. That's all this conversation is for me. They see me say, Hubert Minnis better than Michael Pint. That's not what I'm saying to you. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm asking for those who are die-hard Free National Movement members who have committed themselves to the organization and the constitution of the organization. When you have a leadership in this position, you like to perpetuate this idea of democracy. I like that flame of democracy, but it's indifference and it's emotional. And you can't support the next dispensation of leader. Your organization needs to grow and expand. And Hubert Minnis should have known that. Hubert Minnis should have taken his time and stepped back from the organization. He should have. He should have sat in a particular position. Even if you find yourself with them desirous of being able to call you back, let them call you back. Don't put yourself in that kind of position, man. Let them call you back. Let them call you back. I heard a long story the other day about how Hubert Ingram even got back into politics. It wasn't because of his relentless agitation. The people called him back. Let the people call you back. But that's not happening here. It's not. And this is going to cause potentially a significant dent in the armor of the Free National Movement going into the next general election. Whilst you continue to infight, the PLP is being able to shore up their armor. And they're not concerned about 100% of the masses. They're concerned about the faithful few that show up for them. Because those faithful few led them to victory in 2021. In the midst of a pandemic, and we couldn't travel, and we couldn't go out, we were scared to stand on the line, we had to be 6 feet apart on the line, we were scared for, they showed up. They showed up. And the indifference that I was starting to tell you is that a lot of persons in the Free National Movement are still upset with Hubert Minnis. I believe. This is just my view. People couldn't make money for about 2 years during the pandemic. And as soon as the country opened up even a smidget, when contract was given out and there was an opportunity to be able to recruit what we haven't done for those past couple of years, the Prime Minister went to an early election. That still leaves a sort of a bitter taste in person's mouth if their objectives are to retain something or to get something from the organization. I just want to be, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's take a telephone call. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Howard.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Anton?
Right on, man. What's going on?
Everything good? What's up?
Several points. Let me make you, man. I've been holding for a little bit. Several points.
What you say?
PLPs. Your PLP cabinet ministers. Ministers of the cabinet who sat at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. You all need to remember, F&Ms are not fools. F&M voters are not fools. They, in my view, are considered sleepers. Howard, you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the F&M convention.
Mm-hmm. No.
During the challenge. Huh?
Yeah, 21, yes. Yeah. Last year, yeah.
Leadership.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
No. This last one, Howard, what 21? What you talking about?
The
challenge between former Prime Minister Minnis.
Yes.
And current.
That happened last year, June last year. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Howard. Did you find that convention hall was charged, was fully charged, or was exceptionally charged?
100% fully charged.
Exceptionally charged.
Yes.
I watched it.
That was book out to the max, people who I haven't seen, and the momentum was rich. Yes.
Okay. That's why I say F&M voters are sleepers. They understand the dynamics of the day, and PLP cabinet ministers love to play politics with PLP voters. I believe in calling the truth for what it is, Howard. Mm-hmm. Like me or not, I really don't care. And I'd like to put it another way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to always speak truth to power. Listen to me, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Many of these PLP cabinet ministers can get the shock of their lives, taking the F&M for granted. Howard, listen to me, Howard. Please listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
The last election we had, where Minnis became Prime Minister in 2017, they had the same situation going on as now, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about how Minnis came over and he won, Minnis did not win that. He did not win the election for the F&M. He was not resonating. people were not talking about him.
Okay, hold on. You're getting
Something
something. You're getting deep with me. So.
He couldn't light a mosquito. He couldn't electrify a mosquito.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Man from Life Key, who he ended up appointing as executive chairman of the Hotel Gaming Board.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
Yeah.
I know the name.
Hold on.
That's making a point. I'm holding on. Let me listen to you. Go ahead.
Hold on. You trying to tell me? I think it was about 3 to 6 weeks before. No. It had been shorter than that. When Hubert Ingram showed up on the stage.
When he went the stage on Prince Charles, that's when the F&M became electrified.
So what you trying to say to me now?
That's when the F&M started resonating throughout the entire country. Do you think Hubert Ingram is asleep right now?
Well, he's definitely playing his distant role. No, he ain't asleep. He said he'll assist wherever he can when they ask him to.
He's not going to mount the stage again?
I think he will.
Do you think he's not going to...
I think he will, but if he...
Hold on, Howard. Tell me out. Do you think he's not going to stick to slaughter his former partner-in-law?
No.
On the stage with what has been delivered but what has not been delivered?
No. Let me tell you why I say no. Hold on now. Let me tell you why I say no.
You better wait.
Hold on. Wait. Just give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead,
if he was going to show me any level of a proverbial political machete that he had, he would have shown me that at the by-election in West Grand Bahama. But the language that the former prime minister used when he said he'd like to see diversity, a rich, diverse...
Let's be fair to him.
Go ahead. Let me hear it.
He did advise from the outset not to challenge.
Yes.
He did advise from the outset, using his political expertise, not to challenge.
Yes.
However,
but you remember the show I did? I tell you he wouldn't have done that. Before...
Listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tentard could not follow that advice as sound as it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was Tentard's first chance to show his ability. It was his first chance. Howard, listen to me carefully, man. Let me make this point for you, please. Howard.
Go ahead.
F&Ms are sleepers. It is for the government of the day to demonstrate in action and in deed that they are worthy of re-election. Do you agree with that, Howard?
Yes.
It is for the government of the day to demonstrate that the same PLP voters who you say can go down and vote for them, whether it's deaf or whether it's hard or whatever the case may be, it's for the PLP, it's for the Prime Minister and his cabinet, which he commands, which he appoints and disappoints. Because the buck stops with him. It is for the PLP to demonstrate to its supporters that it has our backs. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree with you.
Listen to me carefully.
Has that happened, Anton?
Huh?
Has that happened as yet?
Certainly not for me. Certainly not for me. And they don't come as hardcore or more hardcore than me. Not for this Philip Brave Davis. My blood, sweat, and tears would prove that. Not the bunch of...
Anton, you're getting hard today. Let me get some of the calls.
Listen to me, Howard.
Let me get some of the calls. Go ahead.
This election, Howard, and I haven't been wrong in anything that I've forecasted. I'm no prophet.
Let me hear it now. Let me hear the forecast. Go ahead.
This election, Howard, is going to come down to how satisfied PLP supporters are.
How they feel?
Listen to me, Howard.
Go ahead.
We ain't there yet. If they ring that bell today or tomorrow, we on a rocking ship. We are on a rocking
Anton,
ship.
this can lead to a longer conversation.
Who love to call on your talk show talking a bunch of garbage.
Anton, this is going to lead to a longer conversation.
Some of them who satisfied with cross falling in their mouth for completing the biggest set of complaints behind the scenes. Don't mind these people, Howard.
Okay.
Don't mind them.
I like it. Anton, let me get some other telephone calls. I appreciate you, my brother. You're a good and decent man. Let me see if we can get the next call. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Cialan?
Alan Johnson.
What's up, Cialan?
Just a quick point. Anton touched on one point I had down, right? It's called the quietness. In 2012, right, you could actually hear a pin drop when people were questioning the voters. You could go, there was no huge momentum, right? Because it repeated itself in 2017, and you could say COVID did it again in 2021. And so what happens is Bahamians have a concept of what is called a quieting. And that quieting brings tsunami shift in governance.
Hold on.
That is,
Let's stretch some things out. In 2012, the PLP won the election.
Yes.
That's when we believe in Bahamians was strong.
That was when the Bridge to the Future was the primary underlying goal.
Okay? No, what was that campaign? Oh, yeah. We believe in Bahamians and the Bridge to the Future. Yeah. They did all the commercials. They did everything like that. The campaign was strong. It was undeniable. You came outside. You saw all these particular things. There wasn't a lot of things said, but we knew that the momentum was with the PLP at the time. We knew that. We knew that based upon what happened in 2011 with all the roads and dig up and all these particular things happened, even Hubert Ingram knew that his time had come. He knew that. And so the victory for the PLP, though it may have not have been boisterous coming out of 2011 moving into 12, we knew that the PLP had the momentum.
No. See, Howard. We know where the momentum is because I think one of your callers explained to you the way Bahamians vote. It's a habit. We vote parties out. Okay. And Anton just explained to you that you have to make an argument as to why you should be maintained because people will vote based on how they feel.
So we're still stuck in this kind of a rhythm that...
No, right, but I'm saying, but if you go back, Howard, I've told people from the previous election from 2017, I said, and takes until 2025, until 2025. There's something I've been saying, and I revisited this week. It's something called a strategic inflection point. And people talk, and JJ, I think, what his name is, other guy called and says, tell all the old heads go, and all these various different things. A strategic inflection point is literally where you reach a point of, almost like a point of no return, where even your old options and things you do no longer have the impact there is. It's almost like you need to just quickly move to a new mindset, a new thinking that happens. So basically, even your past success patterns no longer apply. And that is where we are. Howard, I want you to stop for a minute. The 21st century began on January 1st of 2001. 25 years has passed. We are now on January 1st of 2026. We will begin the second 25 years, the second quarter. And we're still struggling with the 21st century concepts when Donald Trump and things around the world is changing. This is why the PLP already know the headwinds they're about to experience is happening, because if you watch the World Bank and other different things with the inflation that's going to happen, major economies around the world.
Do you think that the PLP is determining their next moves on a local economy based upon what's happening from an international standpoint?
Yes, because you can listen. See, I've learned to listen. I've listened to the Deputy Prime Minister.
Hold on. Don't go too fast for me, C. Allen. You believe that the PLP is making a determination to deal with their local grassroots audience and electorate based upon what's happening from a global standpoint?
The PLP grassroots is less than 25% now. They must get to 50% plus one in every constituency.
Okay.
This is why the PLP has spent their time marketing. Go to social media.
Yeah, but if you listen to the broadcast just before, if you listen to the news and the Minister of Tourism taking on this kind of position and boasting about proximity and not necessarily about being able to identify the experiences in the Bahamas, it says to me they're still dealing with a traditional mindset and not prepared for the future. So I'm asking you if the PLP is making a determination of what's happening around the world, where money's being injected into certain areas, where there's even perceived quote-unquote gentrification happening in certain areas, and being able to build those things up and only coming home, and the only thing that they're saying is proximity. It's a whole thing.
No, but listen to what the minister said of tourism. He's already telling you how stopover arrivals is done. Remember now, extrapolate from 11 million visitors, crunch the numbers. The 11 million visitors is equivalent to 450,000 of our 1.8 million visitors.
Mm-hmm.
450,000 people has the same economic impact as those 11 million, but yet our stopover visitors are down. And so when you begin to look at these things, this is why the PLP has went back and become Perry Glassstone Christie 3.0, because they've went back because they're feeling bankrupt of ideas. If you pay attention, their policies now is nothing but remarketed aspects of what was said during the last period of time. Go and watch their ads on Facebook. They're not promoting their accomplishment. They're trying
But
to
see, Alan,
say
you
the
see,
other
Alan,
people are bad.
you're not going to drown the conversation with political intellectual conversation about
No, I'm
what
saying-
persons expect to do. Let's have a clear conversation now. What is happening, and this is what I'm saying, the PLP understands how to evoke emotion out of its voters. They know how to evoke emotion and being able to keep you perceived, quote unquote, inebriated. I ain't talking about just only alcohol. I'm talking about with rhythms.
You can't name a person better than Perry Gladstone Christie in doing that, and you saw.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I agree with you that the PLP going back to Perry Christie 3.0. Not ain't no problem. But the question is, what is going to be combated? What the FNM going to combat that with?
Because see again, in the same you have to then go and look, and historical is important. But so and psychologists will tell you in certain behavior. But what people vote for, and they can combat them, is this. And you could go and look at what at the time Brave Davis had to convince the people for this last election, and look at the less than 90 days that Minnis had, and even choosing his candidates. Brave Davis did the same thing in less than 120 days. And so what I'm simply saying is that people will vote for two things. They will vote for their personal impact, how they feel, not what you tell them they feel, not what you tell them they should feel, because they know their reality. You understand? And then they will vote for an expectation that is better than what they currently have. And so you would then have to assume that the Free National Movement is become such an inept organization since Minnis took over, that they've lost all of their ability. You saw them come back together at the convention, that they've lost all of their 50 years of strategic intellectual capital building for politics, including the people you see and don't see, and they don't understand the change as an effect and even the method of communication has changed in the world.
Well, I just want to say this last thing, and I gotta go take these last two telephone calls before we get out of here. I just want to say this last thing. I appreciate your telephone call, C. Allen. The question that I have as we look at this, as we look at these particular things, is the contrast. That's it. I just want to know the contrast. That's it. I just want to know if there's an unstoppable change with the FNM, if Pintard is being able to lead and not leading with the traditional concepts of what existed by Hubert Minnis or Hubert Ingram. Why are you still hoping and counting and leaning on this sort of an idea that 90 days out from an election, 120 days out from an election, we could be able to show up our campaign and show up our candidates? Are we not going to be able to show ourselves different from that? Are we not going to be able to show ourselves stronger and confident in our approach to be able to say that this is our vision, this is our concept, these are our ideas, this is what our expectations are? Listen to me. Before the 2017 election in 2016, we would have started to be able to hear from the PLP, who had already done a significant overhaul within their organization, if it's only just a temporary, for the visual effects. They've done an overhaul in their organization, and they start to talk to us about a reduction in VAT. They start to talk about, they had already started making their moves. Y'all don't fight me. Y'all don't need to fight me. Let me take this next telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hi, Howard. How are you?
All is well. What's up?
Wonderful. See, I like you because when I start to talk to you and tell you things that make sense, you don't hang up on me and call me crazy.
Okay.
But there are a couple of things that I wanted to address. I don't understand if they're saying that Minnis doesn't show up to anything, he doesn't participate in anything, he's not at council, how is he creating an issue? I just want to say a couple of things because I know you have to go, okay? They want to say that he's not a team player, but the team doesn't want to play with him. Let's remember, okay, he was told he had to go and go now. He sat back. He let them do what they want to do. Now it's his issue that the leader of the party cannot unite the party, okay?
But he couldn't unite the party either. Hold on now. Before we get, he couldn't unite the party either. As all of us know who are political observers, Hubert Ingram was the only person who was able to unite the Free National Movement and take them to victory. Hubert Ingram's still there. He has never been boisterous. He's never been overbearing. He's never been this kind of irritant in the organization. He sat there, and when they came to Hubert Ingram gave them advice and said, we should take these particular moves. Hubert Ingram still sits in that particular capacity.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How many times on the campaign trail did Hubert Ingram actually spoke during the 2017? But just think about that, because
3
I know
times.
you only have a couple of
3 times. He spoke significantly, but there's a text here. That somebody, they like to discredit his particular position. However, but 3 times.
And then here's what it is. There was something that you said about how can, I've always said this in the party, the PLP are masters at pivoting and evoking emotions
That's what they do.
of the people. They convince the electorate without a plane in the sky, a ship in the harbor, or a tourist on the street that Menace caused everything that happened. But you know what we're doing? We're not defending those issues. We're not defending those.
Because if you defend that issue, you defend Hubert Menace. They don't want to. I say, if you defend those issues, you defend Hubert Menace.
Exactly.
They don't want to defend Hubert Menace.
So now, defending Menace, but here's the thing, but they were all a part of that administration. Who does not defend their administration? Why? So what are they supposed to campaign on? Okay? So are you going to accept the fact that a person says, well, you guys said that you were going to take care of the poor the next time? That's not what Menace said. He said that he would concentrate on the poor. Oh, you guys, people wasn't working for 2 years. Yes, because we had COVID. They wouldn't even say things like that.
Well,
and defending the administration means now that people may start to look at, wait a minute, maybe he wasn't as bad. Because I don't understand. I don't care what it is. That is political suicide. To go into an election and not defend the administration that you came out of. You're going to allow the electorate to believe that all of the things that they said, just for instance, like the Coconut Boys, not one Coconut Boy went to jail. Not one.
Well, that was close enough. I appreciate your telephone call, my dear. We are fresh out of time. I enjoy this kind of a conversation and discussion with you. I think it's time for us to be able to put everything in its own box. I think we have been, this has been a convoluted conversation over the course of a few years as it relates to Menace's contribution and being able to identify those things. There's been one variant for the Free National Movement that has been a constant variant that has led them to victory, and that's been Hubert Ingram. Okay? If we're going to be very clear about these particular things, Menace may have feel inflated based upon the victory that he got post and then separated himself, and then we saw what happened then. Boom. He lost the power and the position because it seems like I'm only one man run the show at this particular point in the Free National Movement. And so we're having a conversation. He says, Brother Howard, Anton is very correct in his assessment, and when Papa mount the stage, it's all over for this administration. The ace card will be played, and the Bahamians will vote for a better future. Remember that there is a high-ranking government official involved in drugs and guns. Think again, my brother, from the mayor of Grand Bahama. This is my guy being able to text me from there. Why did Dr. Menace go on an early election? What is the truth? Well, guys, we're going to have further conversation tomorrow. We're going to be down by Sell-All. We're going to dive into that and have a good conversation. I want you guys to come out, get something for Father's Day. We're going to talk about that and give homage to our fathers tomorrow and talk about those things. I'd like to see you down there at Sell-All on Carmichael Road across